wife, not trying to cause havoc in a relationship.
You know what you guys should
Not
do?
fine, but
You guys should be
get it.
intelligent. My chick, she's smart. She gets it. Oh.
So you're in a relationship?
Yes, open on my end only.
Oh my.
Open on my end only. That's the only way it goes, baby.
Fine.
That's how it is.
Okay.
You know, men lead, women follow.
But you said you were rich, so you kind of you give her.
That's not just it. She was just with a rich, so he was a bitch. So, like, no offense.
No, he was not. That's not fair.
You just said he couldn't stand on boundaries.
Can I ask you a question,
That's the
sir?
definition of being a bitch.
If you're not rich,
If you're not rich,
could you have made that
So
request?
look, it's not just about having money, because if I just had money, she'll walk all over me. It's about saying, this is how it is. You want to be with me, this is how it is.
I guarantee she's not okay with it. Deep down, she's not okay with it.
No, she accepts it because she knows this is what comes with the territory.
That's it.
If I was just rich, she would be like, she would probably have some rules for me.
No, because you're rich, so that's
a component. I'm not going to sit here and be delusional.
So not
that's absolutely a
every guy
component.
would be thinking like that. So basically, you're saying that men will cheat. If you're talking to an average man that doesn't necessarily provide enough to even blind his girl, then he's fucked. And it's kind of irresponsible to kind of say
99% of men.
You're high value.
Okay,
so
look. 99% of men want to have multiple women. It's just that they don't have the sexual market value to do it, and sexual market value encompasses many things. There's rich guys that can barely pull it off, or they got to pay escorts, or they got to sneak around. I'm not sneaking around in my own fucking house. My girl, my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole situation, argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my fucking condoms when I travel. That's how real it is.
Sorry for her.
Yeah, and here's the thing. No. She lives a great fucking life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
That's
right?
fine.
But what I'm trying to explain to you, ladies, is if you got a guy that checks off all the boxes, you got to pay the price. You got to pay the price for that man checking all those boxes. He didn't check all those boxes off to just fuck you.
Would you say your girlfriend's a gold digger?
Yeah, she is.
They all are to a degree, of course.
Okay. I'm practically honest.
Can we just
But here's the thing. But she's intelligent enough to understand, if I want to deal with this kind of guy, it comes with these kinds of problems.
Okay.
So what's better? You want to be with a brokey that might cheat on you anyway, or a guy that has money but is a simp and can't enforce boundaries, so you're not sexually aroused by him.
Yeah, but then between brokey and rich, there's so much in between.
Guys,
so I wouldn't want to be with a man like you, for example. Not because you're not good looking, you're very attractive and this and that. And I know you can say that you wouldn't want to be with a woman like me, right? That's fine. You're entitled to your choice. I'm entitled to mine. I actually think that your success makes you look like an asshole, and that doesn't look attractive to me. Whereas I'm going to then go on the other side. Whereas Fresh, he's been sitting there being much more.
She's raising up fresh now.
No, I'm just comparing and contrasting.
Fresh, are you interested?
Listen, I'm just comparing and contrasting. Listen, I'm just comparing.
What are you doing after the show, Fresh?
Listen.
Do you want it? We can do she could be your first date on
Can
The
I finish?
Bachelor.
No, I'm just explaining. This is not, listen, and I know that this is nothing personal. I'm just telling you from my impression of you. The same way you have an impression of me being masculine, I have an impression of you that you come across more like an asshole. And you're both rich, I'm guessing.
What girls like?
Fresh. Listen, wait. I know that he's fresh and fit, so you both of you make good money. I can see both of your bezels. You're doing all right, but he doesn't need to be an like outspoken asshole just because he's rich. Whereas you come across as that. So, for example, for me, I can be with a successful man.
I just told the truth.
No, but that's okay. He can talk the truth as well, but he doesn't need to talk like you.
Can we?
See, you know what's funny? He's telling the truth. You know what I'm gonna do? Light her ass. I'm a life from the start to the end. But you would never know that. He's being honest though.
But listen.
I'm telling you how men think.
That's okay.
And you don't like it.
But that's okay. For me, you can think whatever you think, but I prefer that to that.
He thinks just like me.
That's okay, but I prefer this attitude to that.
But no.
The same way that every girl thinks the same, and you prefer a girl that is more quiet than me.
This is why women can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, they want to be lied to.
No, I just like to be. I just like to make it pleasant.
Can we just stop capping this chick?
I get what you're saying, but they want to be lied to, bro. They want to be lied to.
I just want to be pleasant.
Can we just stop capping as chicks?
Because I like
how many guys in your life have you really liked? Like really liked?
Might come across twice a lifetime.
Yeah, 1, 2, maybe, if that. You would have accepted it.
To be honest,
you can't think of one.
God damn.
I literally never liked
crazy.
anyone properly. I think I'm so picky.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So even the.
Okay, but
Like, I've never
die alone, but everyone else, right?
Look, I just told you guys. I just gave you guys the formula for success. If you want to be with a super hyper attractive guy that's hyper masculine, etc., you don't have any say. He's gonna do what he wants to do. obviously you're going to be protected and provided for because that's what guys that are super masculine do, right? But you got to deal with masculine problems, successful guy problems. It is what it is.
That's okay. He doesn't need to prove a point.
I want to ask a question because I do feel like you guys have a ton of insight. How many women have you interviewed by now?
Over 2,500. We're pushing on 3K now. Yeah, I think like 2,800 last time I checked.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And how many would you say? Like,
and y'all all say the same thing. No offense.
And how many would you say high value men? Do you know?
A lot.
Like just ballpark it.
Like I mean, in the grand scheme of men, or like we know a good amount, but obviously our own personal anecdotal experience is like limited, right? In the grand.
I'm just curious, like what can we as women do to be more attractive to high value men?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, the big one I said, because I actually ask all my buddies this behind the scenes. Tate Bros, Brandon Carter, all my guys that are super successful, all my friends. And I'll be like, yo, man, what is it? And it's universal. Quiet, not argumentative, not a pain in the ass, etc. Like, men make money and have to fight the world, especially super successful guys. So the last thing they want to do is come home and fight with their girl. Like, that's the biggest thing.
And I think just at this point as well.
Troy, we all think the same about this shit.
Yeah.
It's just that what it really comes down to is like your status and your money allows you, it determines how hard you could put your foot down on your standards. Does that make sense? So if you're a brokey, you have these aspirations, but you can't put your foot down on it. And you can't demand it either because reality isn't going to align with that. However, the more money and status you have, the more you can tell girls to fuck off. And the more you could tell girls to fuck off, the more attracted they are to you and the more they get in line. It's actually kind of crazy how it goes. Oh, you don't agree?
I think that both men and women and all the other genders, etc., should just like be more understanding towards each other. So there's the truth in everything everyone said, you know? So women should be more understanding of some masculine qualities and men should be understanding of our qualities. And yeah, I sound a bit hippie, but you know.
Yeah, but the difference is, here's the difference. Men have to understand women to attract them. Women don't have to understand us to attract us.
There's basically there's a lot of unhealed, manipulative, you know, narcissistic women, you know, and they probably traumatize some men, etc. But then there's, you know, so I'm not saying they're right.
I don't think you're going to win the office of president in Russia. You don't got to be so politically correct. Putin's there, man. He ain't going nowhere.
I'm a Londoner 15 years, and you know, I'm a citizen of the galaxy, whatever. So,
can I answer your question?
Yeah.
So I think women as well. You want a high value man, so to speak. What you should do is understand, life is not about you. Life is about people in general. And if you want something, it's sacrifice. So by default, what does that person or something that you want? If you understand that process, what they actually want, then guess what? You can do that with whatever they want and then get it. But if you don't know what they want, how can you ever achieve it? So it's kind of like you want something, but you don't want to actually change to make that happen. And then you say, oh, woe's me. Like, why can't I find a man? You're not changing to get the result. And actually, there's a definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing over and over again to get a result, it doesn't work.
And another thing I would say, the other big thing that girls don't do enough, you got to orbit around your guy. Like, if you got a guy that's higher status, etc., you got to drop everything you're fucking doing for that guy. Like, because the thing is that other women want him. So if you're not willing to drop everything for him and make concessions, there's a girl that will. And she's going to take your spot. And the problem is that too many girls think that they're special. If you're the top tier guy, you're not special no more at all. He's the special one. He's the prize. You got to treat him that way. Like, again, I hate to use my chick as an example.
Get 0.9% APR on this Buick Envision. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,500 purchase allowance, plus no monthly payments for 90 days.
What is this?
Well, you know how our T-Mobile home internet can slow down?
Uh-huh.
Turns out, walls can get in the way. So, I fixed it.
By smashing a hole through our wall.
Yes.
Don't settle for T-Mobile cell phone internet.
This is why I don't leave the house.
Get faster, more reliable internet speeds with Spectrum.
But she should fucking do a seminar on this shit. Because she's actually talked to a couple girls that have the same situation. Because girls be DMing her now. Oh, how do you deal with a guy like this? Asking her for advice. Like, she just acquiesces to what I do. Like, for example, we're playing fucking Overwatch, streaming that shit right now. I was like, yo, I need you to be good at this game so you can stream with us because we need a fucking healer. And she's been practicing playing this shit, so I need you to play this many hours. even though that's a mundane task or whatever, she does it enthusiastically.
Yeah, I think it was Psychax who said this on a video recently. He was talking about this, and he was saying so women have the leverage to get in the door. So they use the sex basically, so sexuality. They get in the door. Then what do you do then as a woman? You're helpful to your man. Yeah, like it's how can you help
regardless
him?
of how crazy it is. I use the video game example because it's mundane, but it goes to show her persistence to make me happy.
Exactly. So and that coupled with the take thing you were talking about, is she quiet? Is she not a pain in the arse? And also she inserts herself into your life and she's helpful. Yeah. That's when she becomes a keeper.
Yeah. And this is where it comes in, like, I tell girl, well, what do I do for this guy? I don't know, he has everything. That's where you have to have the critical thinking skills and be able to come in and be like, what I call like an indispensable component to his life.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, you got to come in and be a tool set that he can't. Once you come into a guy's life and you're an indispensable tool, guess what? You ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Because most girls are useless. If I'm going to be honest.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what are ways that you can make yourself an indisposable tool? Or, I understand it's different for every guy, but just basic ways.
You got to be on the guy. Like, I use the video example not to like flex. I use it to show how it's a ridiculous kind of like on paper, like, what the fuck, you want your girl to play video games to play with you? That doesn't make. But we're like streaming, so we need another person. It's a long story, but the point I said that to show every guy is different, and they're going to need different things from you, and you need to be able to rise up to the task. So she's been like playing 5 hours every day. I told her, I need you to play 4 to 5 hours. Get good, because you're trash, and women suck at video games, right? And she's been practicing. She's been getting a lot better, and she's like, all right, I'll be ready when you get back. So you got to be able to like do whatever's required for the man. That means dropping everything you're doing. Now, of course, with that said, the guy's got to take care of you. I'm a big believer in women shouldn't work. I'm a big believer in women should work collectively, and you got to be the man to protect and provide. If you want a girl that's going to be submissive to you, that comes with the cost of you being that authority, right? But this is where the girl's got to pick the right guy. That's why I said for you, like, you had a guy that was successful, had money, etc. It's very tough to come by those guys that are actually nice too. Most are going to be assholes like me. Maybe that's what you want. I don't know, but
no, I
don't. There you go.
Can I just add another point, because you're talking about how like you need to drop, the girl basically needs to drop her whole life, her whole schedule.
Yeah.
And I have a story.
For a higher status guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an experience recently that was literally like this. I was speaking to someone who was very successful, like private jet, all of that stuff, and when we were speaking, like, he was waiting for me to basically drop everything. Like, and I was explaining to him, like, I'm a journalist, I'm a presenter, my schedule is crazy, I'm always traveling, I'm always at events.
Yeah, but fuck your job. It makes pennies compared to him. That's how he looks at it.
Yeah, but he
See, and you laugh because he probably told you that.
No, you know what he told me? Do you know what he told me?
What did he say?
He was like, he got really angry because he was like, I've been trying to get a date with you, I've been trying to see you, and you just keep telling me you're busy. So he did not like it. So he was like, I've got girls flying in from Paris, New York, Miami just to sit with me for 40 minutes, and you don't even want to drop your schedule. Do you really think women like men like that?
They do.
But they're the men that you're trying to describe to me.
Hence why they were flying to his for 40 minutes.
He's lying. Yeah. He's lying. Where are these women? And why were they sitting with you for 40 minutes and not 1 hour, 2 hours?
Why are they not your wives?
Yeah, where are they? Why are you speaking to me?
Yes.
Well, again, he might have paid them, whatever it may be. I don't know. But
no, he's got all these women flying in from New York, Miami, Paris to sit with him for 40 minutes.
All right, I'm going to be honest. Your guys' jobs aren't important, man. Am I lying?
They're not. They're they've done. I read the book by Aaron Clarey, A World Without Men. It's like objectively most of our jobs society would be fine without.
Well,
they've done the data.
I think to be honest,
somebody expecting me to drop my plans, messaging me last minute on the day. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
And it wouldn't be if you really liked him. I'm sorry. When you.
Here's the problem. I already know what's going on. I can read between the lines. It's a lot of rich, old, ugly niggas hitting her up. And
she's he was young, actually. Very successful Arab guy, like, very successful.
Trust fund baby niggas that are unattractive.
To Pearl's point, if a girl likes a guy, she'll miss work.
Yeah,
drive 4 hours. Yeah, fly across country. Yeah, you don't like him that much. Come on.
Was he decent looking?
Come on, man.
Was he decent looking? Was he
no, he was really good looking. I wanted to get to know him, but as soon as he started talking to me like that, I was like,
so he turned. Hold on. He turned you off then.
Yeah.
He turned you off then. That's why.
Rich arrogance is ugly. You have, and I don't care if you have a private jet. you have to respect my schedule.
Okay.
And you
Turned off.
don't message me last minute being like, hey, you free today? And expect me to drop and be like, yeah, sure, I'll drop everything.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, you
No,
should.
because at the end of the day, I'm interviewing you to see if you are someone that I want.
This is what I mean.
It's not that way around.
The real problem is you don't like him.
Yeah.
No, I like him.
No, not that much. Like, I've been in situations where a guy wants me to drop my schedule, and I don't. And it's because, and I would rationalize it with myself, thinking, oh, it's just because I'm super busy. But the guy I just started dating, it was like, it was like I cleared my schedule and I'm crazy busy. It's like
priorities.
Yeah, it's like if you like him, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if he earns that, he didn't get to that point. This was the early stages. He's meant to be impressing me.
But here's this is what they lie to us. The men that spend all this time impressing us, we don't like them. If you really like a guy, it's like immediate. It's not.
You're gonna say something?
I just think it's being respectful of someone's like time.
No, I get that. So, but another way of looking at it, it's what Paul said. But another way of looking at it is maybe you wrote him off too quickly. Because if you genuinely did like him, but you're like, hey, he's not respecting my schedule.
Yeah.
But listen, I mean, he's a decent looking guy. He's rich. He's successful.
Yeah, he is.
It's like so. Would you like if we were sitting here in like 4 years' time and you still haven't found a guy? Would you be thinking, oh fuck, maybe I should have actually given that dude a chance? Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment, you've got the luxury of perhaps being able to do that.
Yeah.
But like, how many of these dudes are going to like not to you personally, but just to women in general? How many of these dudes are going to come along? You know what I'm saying?
That's
maybe.
very true.
Oh my god, plenty.
I'm sure. But I mean,
but the older you get,
Hopefully, I'll be married by then. Like,
but he's right. The older you get, are they going to still be around?
Yeah.
You know what's
Really?
crazy? I feel like
look.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, bro.
That's the problem.
I don't want to be a fucking asshole here, but you're objectively average looking. You're gonna be keeping 1,000, okay? You're objectively average looking.
I really don't care.
But
It's not about my looks.
Okay,
It's really not about my
It is
looks.
about your looks, okay? So, and you have access to these higher status guys, right? And they're hitting you up, which proves my point earlier, by the way, which I fantastically made. And you think, right, that your value is on par, if not actually higher than the men's, which is why you're rejecting them, saying, I'm busy. When in reality, they have way more...
I just have boundaries.
Okay, anyway. They have way more pull and way more status and actually are more attractive than you. However, the fact that you've been getting hit on by all these guys, but thanks to the internet or whatever it may be, I've always said a woman's behavior with men is directly tied to her mindset about men or abundance with men. If a woman has a lot of options, she doesn't respect the men as much. She doesn't respect the options as much.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, I would have respected him if he had just been like, "Okay, you let me know
You
when
said
you're
you had
free."
flaked
Just
on
be
him a million
polite.
times. No, you said literally earlier you had flaked on him a bunch of times. Then you got
Because
frustrated
I
and
was
responded with that.
busy. Because I had things. I'm shooting. I'm doing stuff.
But
You
the
didn't
thing
want
is,
him,
if you really like him, you're not.
Yeah, you're gonna.
And he's
yeah,
paying
bro.
for the
Not gonna
flight.
be- Yeah, you're not gonna be busy every time.
Like,
bro.
and I think
It's not
sometimes
funny.
we
No.
lie to
No.
ourselves, but it's if you really like him, you're not busy. You make time. It's just.
I
it's
kinda
not
agree with
black
that
and
one.
white.
It comes back again. No offense, but you're a very pompous female from what I've seen.
Oh,
the way you
what?
behave,
Pompous.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Uppity, I think.
Yeah.
I do have very high standards.
Bougie.
Yeah. And I can tell from
You
the way you
speak
speak,
a
your
bit
tonality,
about
etc., which is fine. But understand that if you're going to behave that way and you want a certain caliber of guy, that's going to come with certain things, and you need to humble yourself and understand that you're not as special as you think you are. But you know, you think that, oh, I have a bunch
Can
of
I
rich
say
guys hitting
something
me
to
up,
you?
so I'm going to behave however I want, blah, blah, blah. You know what ends up happening when you do that? They just fuck you and never take you seriously.
Myron, can I tell you something that I've kind of observed about men quite a lot?
Oh, man.
Men seem to find you more attractive and pursue you more the worse you treat them anyway.
Yes.
Why is that?
You know what they do? You know what they do? Well,
What?
number one, those are men you don't respect. And then when they do pursue you like that and you treat them like shit, you know what they do a lot of the times? They sell you a dream, have sex with you, and leave you.
Oh, a good thing I don't entertain it. But I'm just saying, treat them mean, keep them keen.
I mean,
That's what and I want to know why. Because obviously, you say all of these things, but my reality as a woman is so different. Because you guys are talking from, you not just being men and amongst your bros, but as a woman, what you experience from a man is very different. We see a totally different side to you guys that you probably don't even, you're not even honest with each other about. So I'm not gonna lie to you. You're telling me that, oh, my value has gone down because I'm old, because I'm this, because I'm that. But my reality is I get much more men on me to even want to wifey me than I ever did in my life.
They're
at
losers,
this
though.
age. No, they're actually not losers.
Then why don't you want them?
Because listen, listen, I'll tell
So
you why.
you dig yourself
I'll
a
tell
hole
you
every
why. Do you
time.
know why I don't want them? Because I'm taking my time to know, because I went through a very traumatic experience, which means I
You're
have to be more
31.
diligent. It doesn't matter. I have to be more diligent with the people that I end up going for, because I'm very aware of the traps that life can set for me. So I'm going to be careful. But that doesn't mean that I don't get, if I want the option to actually go for it, I
AKA,
can.
you don't like them, period.
No, I don't want them just yet. I want
Hold
a
on.
person that
Real quick, let me ask you this. If I whacked off to Pornhub every day and busted a nut, watching porn every day, and I came in here and said, yo, I got a bunch of options, would you look at me like I'm crazy?
Well, I would ask you, what do you mean by options?
I got a bunch of options with girls on there that I could whack off to, man. I got options.
Well, do the girls come to you? Do you spend time with them? Do they want to actually actively spend time with you?
No, I got options. I'm busting a nut, man. I'm with different types of girls. Variety, baby.
Well, okay.
But not physically.
The answer is no, I'm a fucking idiot.
I don't know
idiot.
your life. You could
No. Let's be honest here. I'm a fucking retard if I say that, because it takes no skill for me to whack off and bust a nut to different girls. It takes no skill for you to have men on you.
Well, it kind of does. The way that they're hunting me, it kind of does, actually.
Bro, you just exist.
I don't just exist. I built myself to be like this, and that's why men are even attracted to me, from even the way that I dress. From how I even do my hair, from how I do my makeup, how I dress. If I want to really attract men, I know I change the way I dress. I know how to change everything.
They want to
All
smash.
the niggas in the chat, all the niggas in the chat, these
Listen,
guys
the way
right here,
that
they're
I
shaking their
dress.
head.
Listen, the way
We don't care about that.
You kind of do, because the way that I dress is what's going to show off certain things. Like, for example,
They wanna
today,
smash.
if I dress like this to go out, I know exactly the attention
They
I'm going
want
to get.
to smash only.
That's okay if they want to smash, depending on how I dress. I know the ones that want to
It does not
smash.
refute the point. Look. Once again, you're doing a terrible job of debating your point. What you're arguing is my level of attention increases and decreases based on how much time I spend on my appearance. However, you cannot refute the fact.
That's not what I said. Exactly.
That's quite literally what you just said.
My point is that I get more attention now than I never
my
did
makeup,
before.
putting myself together directly influences my level of attention.
No, it can.
However,
it can impact it, yes.
it does not refute what I said when I said you simply still have to exist to get the attention. Whether you can amp it up, of course, but if you decided to not amp it up, they're still coming.
Okay, then let me add another layer to this.
You lost.
No, I didn't lose, and I'll explain to you why. Because the way that men speak to me, obviously you're only speaking to me like this because you don't know me and your gas because you're on your podcast.
Wait,
but wait.
Because
I'm the
you
sort
make
of
no
woman.
sense.
Listen. Let me make it make sense.
Zero sense.
Let me
It
make
doesn't make sense.
Listen,
You
I'll make sense.
You
I'll
think
make sense
talking
of
more.
it.
Stop.
For example,
Stop.
you're the only person that speaks to me like this.
Stop.
You're
You
the only
think talking
person.
more helps it? It doesn't.
No.
This year, she'll be able to find the bright side anywhere.
Everything.
No, it's not about it.
It just
helps.
continues to make you realize,
Listen,
look crazy.
Men respect me outside of this space because I'm dealing with you, and obviously, like I said, you're a different type of rich asshole that I've not met before. But men,
I'm probably the
respect
first guy
me.
to tell you the
And
truth.
listen, no, you're not.
Probably.
You're actually not.
What have they told you?
You're actually not.
Have other guys told you you're masculine?
Actually not.
And
Literally, you are actually not.
what
I
have they
have a
told
lot
you?
of guy friends, and you know what? A lot of my no, I actually do. I have a lot of brothers. I've got people that care for me. Actually, listen, it's up to you what you want to say, bro. I know the kind of person that I am. Don't be judging me just because I've got nyash and I dress like this and because I'm a woman. I have substance as a person, and that's
like
really
you as a
important.
person.
I don't care about whether
What's
you
your
like me or
argument?
not.
What's your argument right now?
My argument simply
What's your argument?
also comes to say my substance as a woman to be respected and to be spoken to how men speak to me that I don't see them speaking to other women is because I worked on myself to be who I am. And it takes a lot of effort because I'm not the same person as a Becky that goes to the club and gets moved to and a guy has the balls to go up to her and say, I want to fuck you. God forbid a man would ever say
Do you
that
remember
to me
the
in real
original
life.
argument that we started this off on?
No, God, what was it?
And fucking incredible.
No, because I'm
So
trying to get you to tell me.
you just realized you went on an entire tirade and you don't know what the fuck you are arguing
No,
for.
I do know, but I don't
That
know
is
what
what
you're
I'm trying to
get
say.
to.
When I say, like, do you guys see this shit? Like, yo, you went on an entire tirade and you don't even know what you're arguing for.
Can I just?
I do know what I'm
Can I
arguing
just-
for.
What, then hold on. Then what is it? What were you arguing?
I'm simply telling you that I look for things more than just money.
No,
I'm
no,
simply
that
telling-
was not what the argument was.
Listen.
What was the argument?
I'm simply telling you that there's too many different things and too many different variables for me as a woman, individual, that will actually impact how people go towards me. For example, I've had to work
That
hard
wasn't
on
the
myself.
argument.
Listen,
That
I've
wasn't
had
it.
to work.
That wasn't it.
Listen, it
That
wasn't
wasn't it.
because you're telling me that I just need to exist.
That wasn't
and
it.
I try to explain to you that the way that I exist has taken a lot of work for me to be who I am and to look like this, to think like this, to be able to interact with men. Simple. I don't just exist.
Can I say something?
If you walk into a nightclub, men are going to approach you simply off of you being there. Okay? They're not going to care about your education. They're not going to care about, you studying U.S. foreign policy. They're not going to care about your thoughts and your substance and all this other crap that you talk about. They're simply going to approach you and give you the opportunity to talk to you, and that's by you existing.
No, based on what I look like.
Existing.
What I look like.
Existing.
What I look like.
It doesn't.
If I dress like a butch lesbian, no guy's gonna move to me. Trust me.
They still will.
No, they won't.
They will.
It doesn't matter how many copes that we give.
Pearl.
No, wait.
Go on.
Wait.
I'll ask you a question after.
No,
Incredible.
I'd rather you didn't. It doesn't matter how many copes and how many tirades we go on, because reality will slap us in the face sooner or later.
Okay.
And they're the ones telling us the truth.
Pearl.
And everyone demonizes them.
Speaking of slaps,
Crazy, bro.
We got some chats to read because
Okay.